I've been flying a ton this year, and one thing that becomes apparent really quick is how much you want to consolidate and pare down your gear. And chargers are one of those things that takes up lots of space. Fortunately, Anker has a solution. Hey, if you don't know me, my name's Jake, and I create content here to help solo creators. So I test and review lots of drones, cameras, lenses, filmmaking equipment, and I give you tips and tutorials on how to use them. If that's something that interests you, consider subscribing. Anker is a really well-known brand when it comes to battery banks and chargers. I've been using some of their chargers for 6-7 years, and I've been using some of their battery banks for about the same time. In fact, the battery bank that is powering my camera right now that I'm filming this on, I've had for 4 years, and I've taken it with me into some brutally harsh conditions in Alaska in the winter to power my gear, and it's still going strong, which speaks to how well their stuff is made and how much abuse it's put up with, especially in my case. Now, Anker is sponsoring this video, and they did send me these products for free, but I purchased 2 of them well before Anker ever reached out to me, and that was the 735 charger and the 615 charger, both of which have been fantastic, and I've been using them since the day Anker released them because I'm always looking for ways to cut size and weight out of my bag while still being able to get the power that I need to charge my devices, whether it's my computer, drone batteries, phone, whatever that might be, as I'm traveling around the country, and they've been great. All of these are Anker's latest generation chargers, and they are fantastic. They're extremely power efficient, they're extremely intelligent in how they deliver power to your devices that you're charging. They communicate with the device and figure out how much power is needed to be sent to the device, and if it's not as much for one and it's more for the other, it will automatically route more power to the device that needs more power. For me, my laptop obviously needs a lot of power, where headphones or a phone doesn't need as much. These devices will intelligently charge that, and they will check to see as the battery's getting full or as less power is needed to be delivered to the device, they will start to give less power so that you don't end up burning up batteries or shortening the lifespan of your batteries. And they have been incredibly useful in all of my travels in being able to keep my devices charged while paring down the size and weight of the stuff that I need to carry. Let's start with the 615 charger, which has been really fantastic to travel with because it gives you up to 65 watts of power delivery through the USB-C. Now that's total for the entire bit. So if you plug one device in, you'll get up to 65 watts of power delivery. Or if you plug 2 devices in, it will, like I said earlier, check between the 2 devices and deliver the power between both, whether it splits it half and half, or it will intelligently give more power to one device or the other. And then you also get 2 outlets, which has been handy for me because a few times I've been in hotels where there's only been 1 or 2 outlets available. So having an extra outlet or 2 where I can plug this into one outlet and then have 2 options to plug into up here, as well as getting the USB-C charging, has been great. And I love the fact that behind this little rubber skirt here is the entire cord for this charging unit. So you can plug it in behind a drawer or a dresser or behind a bed or something like that, and then have the power ports where you need them. I don't know why most hotel rooms don't seem to think about where they should put power ports or outlets where they're convenient for people. But then when you wrap it up and travel with it, you put the rubber coating over like that, you plug it into the outlet, and this whole device is really small and portable. It makes it nice. Plus it won't like scratch up any of your other equipment in your bag. So this has been a great travel accessory for me. And then we come to the 735 charger, which is also up to 65 watts of power delivery split between 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port. One of the things I love about the design of these is that the outlets or the prongs to plug in can fold away and disappear, which makes it so much nicer when you're throwing stuff in a bag and you don't want to scratch up your equipment or have it poking out and grabbing cords or things like that. Putting them aside like that makes it really nice and easy. Now this has been the charger that I've traveled with pretty much everywhere. This thing has been in my Pelican case with me for everything. I've powered my laptop, I've charged drones, I've charged my laptop, my phone, and my watch. Basically, I've used this to charge everything. And in fact, this was the only charger I traveled with for a few months, and it worked great for everything I needed. It kept my laptop charged while I was working on it. It would power and charge my other devices, no problem. But they also send with it this little suction cup mount that you can mount, that you can put the device in. And so if you do have, a little extra weight or your outlets are older and they're kind of loose, you can put this on, it'll suction cup to the outlet cover and keep this from falling out, which, yes, I've dealt with that a few times. And so this little thing, at first I thought it was really gimmicky, but it's actually been really handy in a few places that I've been to keep things holding tight to the wall outlet. And that brings us to the 737 charger, which if you need up to 120 watts divided between 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port, this will give you a lot more power. And even though it's almost double the power, it's not double the size, it's still quite small. And if you look at this giving 120 watts compared to the Apple charger that gives 120 watts, this thing is tiny in comparison. It's so much smaller and so much lighter weight to be able to travel with this. It's great. It's the same thing where it has the outlet prongs that hide away, and then you have 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port. And again, this also features that intelligent technology that will split the power between the ports depending on the devices you have plugged in and give you power delivery based on what your device needs. It also comes with the same suction cup mount, which for this I did find much more useful because this is a larger and heavier. It sticks out quite a bit longer. So having this suction cup mount to be able to keep it in a wall outlet actually came in really handy. Then we come to the biggest and most powerful charger here, which is the 747, which splits between 3 USB-C ports and a USB-A port. Again, like the other ones, it's the same thing. The power tines or the wall outlet plugs are folding into the unit. It's all made out of this really nice, I don't know, it feels like a rubberized plastic. But this is not that much bigger, and giving it 150 watts, again, here's Apple's 120 watt, like it's 30-something% smaller, and it's just absolutely fantastic. This is a massive amount of power. This will power a MacBook Pro and a MacBook Air, keep them both charged, no problem, while working on them, which has been fantastic. There is a device that's missing here, and that's the 733. So I'll pop up some stuff on the screen here for you to see. And it's basically a 65 watt power delivery charger, but it also has a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank built in, which is extremely handy if you're somebody like me who's on the go and you do find yourself needing a battery bank from time to time to keep your phone charged or something else charged. Then when you plug it in the wall, it automatically starts recharging the battery bank, but will also deliver up to 65 watts of power delivery through the 2 USB-C ports and or a USB-A port to your devices as it's charging. It also has all of the same protections built in, where it's constantly checking for too high temperatures, over voltage protection, and all of those things, so it will keep your devices safe. But having something that will charge your devices as well as be able to take with you to keep your devices charged when you're out on the go definitely saves you some space if you don't want to have to take, say, a device, a charger, one of these chargers, and a power bank with you, because you basically have it all built into one. And this device came in way more handy than I thought it would when I was traveling. This is a power strip and charging station combination. So you have this sort of special proprietary cord, which you need to plug in here, and then you can plug it into an outlet. But that gives you 2 outlets on top and up to 100 watts of power delivery or USB-A charging through the 2 USB-C power ports on the bottom and the 2 USB-A power ports. One thing that I was a little weirded out by is how small and thin it is, because obviously these outlets go in there. But the cool thing is that if you plug something into these outlets, they actually push up to meet the device you're plugging in. So there's no exposed anything like that, and it holds it really securely and really solidly. And then when you pull it out, it folds down flat again, really space saving, but gives you, again, a ton of options, because if you're in a hotel room or you're traveling where there's only one outlet available and you need to charge devices as well as plug other devices in, then having this is great, because you plug it in, you get 2 outlets out of it, as well as up to 100 watts of charging available through the 2 USB-C power ports or the USB-A power ports, which, in the airports and traveling around, this quickly became my favorite device for pulling out to get things done on the go, keep my laptop charged, and charge up other devices while I was traveling. So depending on your power needs and your use case scenario, one of these devices is going to be absolutely fantastic to both save you size and weight in your bag, but also to be able to deliver power efficiently and effectively and safely to your devices. If you're like me, traveling a lot where you need extra outlets, then the 727 or the 615 is a great option because it gives you both in one unit. Or if you just need more power, more charging ability, but you don't want to carry around a bunch of big bricks, then you have the 747, the 737, or the 735 are all great options depending on the amount of power you need. Now, if you want to see other things that are essential for solo creators, click or tap there. I'll see you in that video. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below or join my live stream Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern.